Well, we're gonna make the attempt today. Hey y'all, I'm Dusty. This is Holler Homestead. So, as you can see, there's two trees. These two trees are somewhat the borderline deadfall. They actually haven't fallen, they've tipped over a bit. This one right here, that one right there is, it's actually growing sideways. I walked over and looked at it this morning, but the problem is there's a ton of dead branches on that spruce, on a big spruce right here, this big giant one, and you can see that they're both leaning against it. Those branches are holding it up. Now, I could climb this tree and limb it all up, but I'm also taking the chance of that potentially being stuck in a situation where the trees could come down on me if I let the wrong one loose or what have you. So I think my safest bet is I'm going to start off with this smaller one, this Western Red Cedar. Actually, they're both cedar. Yeah, they're both cedar. I mean, they're pretty fresh still. So kind of got excited as far as milling, all that goes. I'm going to make an attempt to bring the first one down, and then I'm going to move on to the larger one. Again, I'm probably not going to climb that spruce. What I'm going to do is I may climb that this cedar, the big one right there. I'll climb halfway up, maybe attach a nylon strap to it, and then use the winch to pull it down. I'll make a couple cuts down at the bottom just so it comes down easier. But one of the reasons why I'm doing this is because it is in our community area. Our fire pit is right here. And see where those trees are? They're right up there. So I don't want them coming down on the kids, the dogs, Regina, me, our fire pit, or anything. And we do have plans for this little area right here. And but before that, I'm going to sharpen my chain. I'm going to show you guys this cool new tool I got. Now, there is a couple different files that I've used over the time, and I saw this really cool tool that I've yet to use, and I went ahead and bought it. And so normally when it comes to sharpening a chain, we all know the round files. You have the little wooden handle you can poke on the end of there, and it's pretty convenient. Kind of, I don't know. I mean, it's convenient. I like it. But the problem with that is that it doesn't sharpen, or it doesn't file down your raker, which is your depth guide. And all it does is it sharpens the gullet on the cutting tooth itself. So there are little files that you can buy, and then there's little guides that can stick on, you can put on top of your chain, and you run the file over top to bring your raker down. But the cool thing about this tool that I just got is that it's actually a 2-in-1. It does both at the same time, which is pretty awesome, very convenient, something to take with you. I do have an Oregon box that has all my round files, as well as the raker guide and the file for it, but it's just a lot of different pieces. So to have a one-size-fits-all piece that specifically sharpens and files both at the same time, very, very convenient. So this is actually a tool by Stihl. If you have seen it and you haven't tried it, it's pretty awesome. If you haven't seen it, this is basically what it is. It has two round files. There's a round file right here, and there is a round file on the other side. Obviously, for one direction, flip it over the other direction. Now, it does have directions. Yeah?
Sorry, I'm just making sure you're okay because you're cutting trees.
I'm cutting trees. I'm okay, babe. It does have the direction on there, and it has a little picture of a chainsaw, which way to hold the chainsaw, and which way that you are filing. That way, it's kind of a dummy's guide to how to sharpen a chain, or what direction you're supposed to go. And yeah, it's a very, very cool little tool. Again, I think it's very convenient. I'm not being sponsored by Stihl. That would be pretty cool, Stihl. Just saying. But I think it's a really, really cool tool, and yeah, let's check it out. Now, what I'm talking about when I say gullet and raker, here, this is your top plate. On the top right here, there's a right cutting tooth, and then there's a left cutting tooth. In the center right here, right in there, that is the gullet. Right here, this little angled piece, that's the raker, or the depth gauge. Now, when you cut wood, it comes in right here. Let's see if I can do this. Comes in right here, and this sits just high enough, and then you can see that it hits that part right there. That's about the depth that that chip is going to come off. So, in concerns to what this does, you can see that it has a flat file in the center, there's a round file, and then there's a round file. Now this flat file sits even between them. You see the round file sits a little bit above it, and same thing on the other side. One is for one direction, one is for the other direction. So what we'll do is we take this chainsaw chain sharpening tool, and let's say we're going to go for this tooth right here. We're going to stick this round file down into that gullet, and you can see, I guess you can't really see very well, but let me see if I can get a better angle. So you can see the tooth in there. See that? The tooth right there. Well, this flat file is sitting right on top of that raker. So as I'm sharpening the gullet, going like that, it's filing down the top of that raker right there. Now I'm not going to do it because it's, for one, I'm doing it, trying to hold it with one hand, hold the phone. But I'm basically sliding it along the top. And it does have, what's cool is it has these little angles right here, which is the angle of your bar. So if you can see that, keep that right there. You would slowly file that way. You can tilt it back a little bit, lift it up. Same thing. And when you're actually doing this, you want to make sure to do an even amount of time on each tooth. And try the downside of filing by hand in comparison to using an electric file is that you can get a degree or a couple degrees off, depending. No one's ever going to be exactly perfect. You get it as close as possible. When you have an electric, you're able to lock your saw down. You use that electric disc file, and that will do exactly the same cut every single time. Exact same sharpening every single time. So I hope you guys appreciate that. Another cool thing that I have is this from Oregon. You can carry this around with you, and unscrew that real fast. It's a little vise, and that little vise, you just have your hatchet or axe along with you. Get a stump or a log, pound that down in there, and your saw basically sits right in there. Tighten that up. That way your saw sits exactly where it is, firm, and you can get to sharpening. So I'm going to get to sharpening this chain, and as soon as I'm done, we're going to hit the trees. 3, 2, 1. for some reason, well, it's summertime, but we don't get a whole lot of hot weather in Washington. Like my ideal temperature is like 65, maybe 70. And we have warnings all over Western Washington right now because mostly people are used to that type of weather, somewhat cooler, mild. And every once in a while we get a heat wave. And our heat wave is, I mean, there's warnings all over the place about how it's going to be like 90 degrees. And the reason why is because, again, people are so used to cold weather, they're not used to all of a sudden, like 2 days ago, it was like, I think it was like 48, 50, maybe 55. And then yesterday was like 71, and today is 88 degrees. Right now it is, and it's just miserable, just beyond miserable. So I am slacking. See that tree up there? So again, the reason why we're doing this is because we have these trees that are leaning right towards our little spot right here, and I need to take care of that. I don't know that I'm going to actually attempt the other one. I've been back there looking at it. It's a lot bigger than this one that I'm dealing with right now. And again, it's a lot taller, and I want to be able to take care of it in the best way, the safest way possible. So I might not do it on this video, but I'll definitely get to that. So I'm going to go do another few cuts, and then I will jump over to the winch on the front of the little mule, and yeah, we're gonna get to it. That should be it for the cut. I'm gonna go over to the truck and we'll pull it down. Caden, I need you to stand over at the porch, okay?
gonna fall on us, guys.
No, not gonna fall on us. Okay, so it's starting to come loose from those trees, or the branches starting to come loose. Now I think that what I'm gonna actually do is I'm gonna reconfigure the little mule so that I can come right up on the top. I'll probably come around this corner right up here and wrap it around that tree so that, again, it pulls it down towards this way. Because again, it's all stuck up in those branches. Well, another change of plans. So as I started to pull, you could see it was coming over towards the road. Now I just wanted to release it from the branches enough that are up there so it could fall this way. Problem is it's after loosening it up a little bit, I could see that there's a lot more tree there than I thought there was initially. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to climb it. I'm going to have to climb it all the way up to wherever the heck it is up there, and limb up this big spruce until I can get to the top of that cedar and chop it off and have it come down. So this is going to be a straight through, and if you want to scrub through a little bitty videos, go ahead till the end, and yeah, I got to get to work. Victory. Well, again, change of plans. So I don't know if you noticed, when I first started climbing that tree, my whip line is 8 feet long, and I couldn't connect the two. At first, I couldn't even put it onto myself, to my belt. So I had to actually tighten it up over here, continue going until I got up to the tree to where I could actually connect it to myself. That tree is enormous. It doesn't look that enormous, but it is. And go figure, you saw how hard it was for me to get up to that point. Well, go figure, in the excitement of everything, I got all the way up there, and man, I forgot to fuel my chainsaw. I know. I don't need to hear it. I already heard it from myself. But I did get some of the limbs, not very many. But I am going to, I've reconfigured. I sat up there, kicked myself in the butt, and I've brought little mule around over here. And yeah, I've got an extra nylon strap because it's that far away and I don't want to pull it down on top of me. But yeah, let's get to this. This tree's making me crazy. It is so hot, and I think that's, I don't know, I think that's part of the reason, because it is so friggin' hot out right now. I mean, it's like 88, whatever it is, and it is just raging hot for me. But let's just get to this. This is so exciting. Where is it? There it is. Watch that little tree right there. Hey, you guys. Stand over on the deck right there. If you can't just pull it down, break it in half. Wow. There you go. Snapped it right in half. That's good stuff. Yeah, you see all that rot in there? Just not good at all. But oh, ooh, it smells so good. Well, let's get into chopping this thing up. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. That was a lot more work than I was expecting. This thing has definitely challenged me in more ways than I can imagine. But, I'm gonna get to chopping this thing up. Oh, my hands just destroyed. But I really appreciate you guys having the patience to stick around for this. It's 42 minutes long, a little longer than that. But I got nothing but love for each and every one of you guys out there. Nothing but blessings. And I'm gonna cut this thing up. And oh yeah, I want to show you guys something real fast. These are some of the rounds that I pulled off after I cut that piece.
What'd you say?
The stump. And I think they're really, really pretty looking. But I think what's cool is to cut them off straight. Let's say we have a log like this, or like this, and cut them off, round them off so they're shelves. But yeah, cool pieces. Anyhow, lots of projects. I wanted to specifically get this down, not only because it was a safety issue, but also because, like I said, yeah, pretty much it's a safety issue. But I'm going to also be able to mill some of this stuff, make little rounds, make shelves, what have you. Just because a part of that is dead, I can actually cut that part off and then pull slabs off of that and make shelves and use the wood that's remaining into that piece and use as much as possible, use every bit that I can. And the rest will be for firewood, other than the rotten stuff. But again, I got nothing but love for each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like button, that big thumbs up, and show us some support, the channel some support. Oh, I'm hot and miserable right now. And anyway, I got nothing but love. And until next time, I'm Dusty. This is Holler Homestead. We'll talk to you soon.